Dearest Mother, I am writing this in the trenches in my dugout. With a wood fire going and plenty of straw, it is rather cozy, although it is freezing hard and real Christmas weather. I think I have seen one of the most extraordinary sights today that anyone has ever seen. About 10 o'clock this morning, I was peeping over the parapet when I saw a German waving his arms. And presently, two of them got out of their trenches and came towards ours. We were just going to fire on them when we saw they had no rifles. So one of our men went out to meet with them, and in about 2 minutes, the ground between the two lines of trenches was swarming with men and officers of both sides, shaking hands and wishing each other a happy Christmas. This continued for about half an hour, when most of our men were ordered back to the trenches. For the rest of the day, nobody has fired a shot, and men have been wandering about at will on the top of the parapet and carrying straw and firewood about in the open. I went out myself and shook hands with several of their officers and men. From what I gathered, most of them would be as glad to get home again as we should. We have had our pipes playing all day, and everyone has been wandering about in the open unmolested, but not, of course, as far as the enemy lines. The truce will probably go on until someone is foolish enough to let off his rifle. We nearly messed it up this afternoon by one of our fellows letting off his rifle skywards by mistake, but they did not seem to notice, so it did not matter. I am writing this back in billets. The same business continues as yesterday, and we had another parley with the Germans in the middle. We exchanged cigarettes and autographs, and some more people took photos. We are, at any rate, having another truce on New Year's Day, as the Germans want to see how the photos came out. It is really very extraordinary that this sort of thing should happen in a war in which there is so much bitterness and ill feeling. The Germans in the front of the line are certainly sportsmen, if they are nothing else. Of course, I don't suppose it has happened everywhere along the line, although I do think that indiscriminate fighting has more or less stopped in most places on Christmas Day. Your loving son, Dougan.